In the outskirts of a sleepy town, an old, abandoned carnival ground stood as a grim reminder of a forgotten era. The Midnight Carnival, as it was called, had once been a place of joy and laughter, but a tragic accident had turned it into a site of horror. The legend spoke of ghostly clowns who haunted the grounds, seeking revenge for their untimely demise. No one dared to enter the carnival after dark, but a group of friends, Jake, Lisa, Mark, and Emily, decided to test the legend. On a dare, they planned to explore the carnival at midnight, hoping to capture proof of the paranormal. As the clock struck midnight, the friends approached the rusty, creaking gates of the Midnight Carnival. The moonlight cast eerie shadows, and the air was thick with an unsettling silence. The old Ferris wheel loomed in the distance, its once bright lights now flickering weakly. "Are we really doing this?" Lisa whispered, her voice trembling. "We've come this far." "Let's go," Jake replied, trying to sound brave. They pushed open the gates and stepped inside. The carnival was a haunting sight, decaying rides, tattered tents, and faded signs. The ground was littered with debris, and the smell of decay hung in the air. Their flashlights barely cut through the darkness, creating long, dancing shadows that seemed to follow them. As they ventured deeper into the carnival, they began to hear faint whispers. At first, it was just a murmur, but soon, the voices grew louder and more distinct. It was as if the carnival itself was alive, whispering secrets to them. "Do you hear that?" Emily asked, her eyes wide with fear. Mark nodded, his face pale. "It's probably just the wind." But they all knew it wasn't the wind. The whispers seemed to come from all around them, echoing through the empty carnival. Words and phrases floated in the air, just beyond comprehension. The atmosphere grew colder, and a sense of dread settled over them. They stumbled upon the old funhouse, its entrance covered in cobwebs. Despite their fear, curiosity drove them forward. Inside, the funhouse was even more terrifying. Broken mirrors, twisted hallways, and eerie clowns painted on the walls. The mirrors distorted their reflections, creating monstrous images that sent chills down their spines. In the center of the funhouse, they found an old, dusty journal. It belonged to the carnival's owner, Mr. Grimaldi. The journal detailed his descent into madness, his obsession with creating the perfect carnival, and the tragic accident that had claimed the lives of his performers. He wrote about the ghostly clowns who haunted the grounds, seeking revenge for their deaths. As they read, the whispers grew louder, more urgent. Suddenly, they heard laughter, high-pitched, maniacal laughter that sent shivers down their spines. The friends looked around, their flashlights darting in every direction. Out of the shadows, ghostly clowns began to emerge. Their faces were twisted into grotesque smiles, and their eyes glowed with a malevolent light. The friends screamed and ran, but the clowns followed, their laughter echoing through the night. The carnival seemed to shift and change, creating a maze that trapped them at every turn. The whispers became deafening, and the clowns closed in, their hands reaching out to grab them. Desperation drove them forward. They stumbled through the dark, twisting paths, the ghostly clowns hot on their heels. Just as they thought all hope was lost, they burst out of the funhouse and into the open. The whispers ceased, and the clowns vanished, leaving an eerie silence. Panting and terrified, they ran back to the gates and pushed them open. The night air was cold and fresh, a stark contrast to the oppressive atmosphere of the carnival. They vowed never to return, knowing the legend was true. The Midnight Carnival was haunted, and those who entered would never escape its grasp.